Hey guys, welcome to Advocates for Justice Paralegal Service. I'm Coach Neighbors, and I'm the one that gets to blow the whistle around here. Today, we're going to cover the new addition that we've added to the Eliminate Property Tax Lawsuit Package. Are you tired of unlawful property taxes? Did you lose your house to illegal property tax scheme less than 15 years ago and want to fight back? Today, I'm going to review my Eliminate Property Tax Lawsuit Package and the new changes that will allow folks to reopen a past tax lien foreclosure judgment and get your foot back in the door. I'm going to show you the zip file and the documents for the Eliminate Property Tax package. And we're also going to show you the new addition that we're adding to that. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. So before we get to all that, in the beginning of the property tax package, that called me investing in it, they were a little confused because it doesn't tell you exactly where to go with what. Let me explain. Each state has a different process. Some states have a county assessor's office, some states have a county recorder's office, some states have or county assessor's office. So it's up to you to figure out from the paperwork that you have that they've been sending you who it is you need to add to your list. Now, as a number one defendant, that's the list that I'm talking about. Now, generally, you want to make sure you add the person that signed to register your deed in the county recorder's office and maybe the state, or, I'm going to leave that up to you. Just you need to remember the less people you have on, the better. The more people you have, the more people you're going to have to answer to and serve, and it gets complicated. If you miss the service on one person, then they're going to move to throw the whole thing out. So keep that in mind. Now, with that being said, because I'm not used to putting limitations on anything, with that being said, you always reserve the right to amend. So if you want to add someone later on down the road that you need to, then you can. Generally, what we are ending up doing anyway is amending most of what we're doing to have the judge to the program when the judge helps the attorneys. We already know the judge is going to help the attorneys, so we need to have a plan for that, and is to have the judge right to the program as a defendant on your lawsuit. For the people who have trouble doing that, my program is not the right program for you. Now, each state is the fraud is structured just a little bit different. So you need to figure out who signed to register your property deed, the name of the corporation that's controlling your property deed. And at the end of the day, it's going to be the state. Now, what I do is the educational part, and I'm not an attorney, so it's up to you guys to do the attorney part and figure out whose names needs to go where in the document. And when you look at it from that perspective and not from the perspective of having an attorney provided for you where all you got to do is sign it and file it, you'll be fine. If you look at it from the other perspective, you're going to have to change your perspective in order to make this work out. I'm just saying. And one of the other things I want to discuss too while we're on this, while I'm complaining, is it's important not to try and mix what I'm doing with what you were doing. You can't mix the two. Okay. What you were doing was not working, or you would not need my help. And a lot of people get in the program and they get stuck on trying to figure out how to fit this into what they were doing or mixing. No, what you were doing was in a conventional program that was structured by the same attorneys that's trying to steal your stuff. Okay. And they have rules that they make you follow, but they're not following any rules. What you were doing is not going to work. And the conventional program allows the arguing to start. And when the arguing's done, the judge gets to help them. The conventional program is pretty simple. So we don't add any of that. And you have to understand, in my program, you're not going to go into court to be the defendant. That's not how we roll. Okay, you're not going to be the defendant, and you're not going to be defending the lies that they said. Okay, what you're going to be doing is suing them for those lies. That's how that works. And that is the reason why it's unnecessary for me to have to listen to all of the things that most people think I need to hear because your case is unique. I get that a lot. It's not unique. At the end of the day, you're getting the shaft, and we're starting at the gate. At the gate, we start with the jurisdiction. And that's the problem. So before we get into the Eliminate Property Tax Lawsuit package, I want to review the new addition that we've added to the property tax package. Now, I added a new lawsuit to the Eliminate Property Tax package that will allow homeowners who have been robbed in property tax court by bar members less than 15 years ago a chance to get back in court. Yep, this addition to the reason I done this is because I have people that need to use the property tax lawsuit package not only to get control of their deed, but because they already been foreclosed on. So instead of building a whole nother package of 20 documents, I'm figuring out a way to cut to the chase. So if your property's been stolen from you already in a property tax scheme or in any scheme, this package will allow you to file what you need to get your foot back in the door. This new package will provide you with the tools you need to file a lawsuit against a judge that rules in illegal property tax lien foreclosure scheme. Now, this strategy can be used to stop or reopen any court case pretty much. The strategy is to attack the judge's legal standing. The judge is in violation of several federal laws outlined in the lawsuit package. You will be able to attack the judge for unrelated issues that affect the judge's legal standing, like the 3 federal laws the judge is in violation of, and the fact that the judge is in violation of Foreign Agent Registration Act of 1938. Yeah, there's some pretty serious things there that you're going to be calling on the table. The unconventional strategy challenges legal standing. In the unconventional strategy, you will learn how to attack the judge at the gate by challenging the judge's legal standing. The legal challenge will cause a problem if the challenge is allowed to proceed as the judge's other rulings could be called into question. Now, this addition would help homeowners who lost in court already and still want to fight. This new lawsuit is structured for folks who lost their property in the illegal property tax foreclosure scheme up to 15 years ago. Yep, you can challenge your jurisdiction up to 15 years at any time. And I bet your attorneys didn't tell you that. And I'm adding this new lawsuit to the current eliminated property tax package to assure the package will perform well for both property owners who still have control of their property and for folks who do not have control of their property, but have the courage to stand up and fight to get it. Now, you can challenge them to return your original property deed and remove your property information from their database. That's what the original eliminated property tax lawsuit is set up to do. Now you'll be able to get back in court after they threw you out the door. Once your property information is removed from their system, they will not be able to send you any more payment offers. Yep, offers to payment. This addition to eliminate property tax lawsuit package will allow you to get your foot in the door to reopen the illegal property tax foreclosure that occurred up to 15 years ago. And I think this is an outstanding addition to this package because it allows people who've been thrown under the bus an opportunity to get back up and crawl in the ring to get some work done. Now, you must remember you can challenge court jurisdiction anytime up to 15 years. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to say it a few more times. Title of the new package that we're adding to the eliminated property tax lawsuit package is $2 million lawsuit for FDCPA and Administrative Procedures Act. That package we're adding to the eliminated property tax lawsuit package to provide you what you need to object to the judgment, demand reconsideration, serve the judge your notice of claim, recuse the judge, and then sue the judge for lack of legal standing. This is going to be pretty powerful, and I can't wait for people to start using it to see, to get that head count of how many people get themselves back in the door to fight after they've been closed, shut out, and these people took their property and think that it's over. And I love my job. The goal is to recuse the judge, file your lawsuit, and force the new judge to visualize facing the same fate as the recused judge. Pretty simple, because think about it. As soon as the new judge signs on, you can do the same thing to the new judge because you know the new judge is in violation of the same stuff that you got on the table. In this program, we learn how to cut to the chase, and we know the judge is going to help them. So we have a plan for that. We have a plan for when the judge helps them. And when you're in a program and you're not allowing yourself to be limited by their limitations and rules that they don't follow, you have a lot of options. If they try and force a new judge on you, you can object. And to any other state judges, because they would have a conflict of interest. Uh-huh. And then you can move to transfer your case over to federal court because no other state court judge can hear any of your case because you have the lawsuit filed against the state court judge. Yeah. And you can make them move the case to federal court without paying the $400 filing fee. I've done it 3 or 4 times. Well, I've done it once and helps 3 or 4 other people do it. Let's see how they like that. And it's not very hard to do if you get yourself in the right position and go after the judge. There's no other court for you to go into. But here's the thing. If you move to federal court, it's a problem for the attorneys who filed the lawsuit in state court. And it's a problem because the attorneys are not allowed to file. They're considered a foreign agent and they must file in federal court. The main problem that they're going to have, well, all of the problems are going to be main that they're going to have. One of the main problems they're going to have if you move the case over to federal court is that the attorneys are going to have to refile because all of the documents that we structure have federal case law in them and we use them in state court. You can use federal case law in a lower court just like you can use Supreme Court case law in state or federal or state. They don't like it, but they can't do anything about it. The problem attorneys will have with that is state court case law don't fly in federal court. So, yeah, that would be a problem for them. It's funny how it goes. When you roll without limitations, your options open up. Now you can sue the judge for unrelated stuff to the theft of your house. And now you got a better chance of convincing them to stand down because they're not want others to learn about the fire that you're bringing to the table. Now, let's talk about the process to reopen your case a little bit because I know a lot of people think that's like, oh my God, can you do that? Well, you can do whatever that you have the courage to do if you're willing to do whatever it takes. So that's the way that rolls. Now, what you're going to do first, you're going to go in with, like say, this is if you already been ruled and they already stole your house, then you're going to go back in. If it was in a judicial foreclosure, then you're going to file this in the last judgment that was made. In a non-judicial, it would be the eviction process and open up the eviction process to get your foot back in the door. In a judicial, it would be the UD case or whatever, but it'll probably still being the same. So to try and make it simple, whatever the last judgment was against your property is where you start to open up and pour the gasoline on that fire. And so you want to go in with your objection and motion, your objection and motion for reconsideration. And it's also notice of claim. We put that all in the same one so we can cut down on a couple of documents because really they're not going to respond to them. You just need to have all this stuff on the record to make sure that you're in a position that you need to be in, to make sure you're in a position that you need to be in when you start punching them in the face like you're about to start doing. You get your objection to the judgment on the record. And then you go ahead and file your notice to recuse. This kicks the judge off of the case. And then you file your notice of default. And it really doesn't matter which order that you file them in. I just wouldn't file them all in the same day unless you had to. And then you want to go in forth and file the $2.5 million actual lawsuit, the FDCPA, Administrative Procedures Act. And this addition to the package, which will provide you with the following documents. You'll have the objection notice of claim. This document will be filed in your objection to the judgment. We talked about that a few minutes ago. It'll be imperative that you object to the judge's judgment against you due to the fact that the judge did not have legal standing. You want to make sure that all of the things that you're doing are all in within the package and that you're not letting them allow you to talk about other stuff to start the arguing. Because once the arguing starts, the judge gets to help them. Keep the arguing from starting, and then they won't have a judge to help them. And when the judge does try to help them, well, we got something for the judge. And this is the lawsuit you will file against the judge that ordered the judgment against your property. And you will be able to sue the judge right out of the gate. The notice of default that you file when the attorneys fail to respond in legal time, you want to make sure that you keep file stamp copies of all of these documents. And the motion to recuse, the motion to recuse forces the judge to step down. And once the judge steps down, the new judge is going to have to make a decision, because the new judge will understand that the new judge is going to be facing the same fate. So what you're doing is placing the new judge on notice. Now, this new addition to eliminate property tax lawsuit package will help you get back in the court to fight for your property if you've been kicked to the curb. To eliminate property tax fact. I want to ask you guys about a few facts. Eliminate property tax. Did you know that registering your property deed in their office is what triggers illegal property tax collection? Did you know that there is no law that forces homeowners to register their property deed in their office? Did you know the first illegal lien placed on your property was the mortgage lien? Yep. Think about it. If there were several owners of property, all of them would need to be present to sign the mortgage lien against the property, right? So the fact that the lender accepted your signature on the mortgage lien proves you own the property before you signed. I use that against them all the time. Did you know that it's illegal to collect property tax on private property? Did you know that your property was reclassified for the sole purpose of taxation? Do you have any idea what you must do to fight the property tax scheme? In this video, you will learn the truth about property tax collection and what you must do to protect your property. The eliminate property tax lawsuit package will provide you with what you need to sue the person who registered your property in the county recorder's office. In the eliminate property tax lawsuit package, you will be suing the person who registered your property for failure to inform you in advance of the fraud. The county failed to inform you that your private personal property land was not required to be recorded. The recorder of deeds office had a good faith obligation to explain, fully disclose, and serve written notice in advance of any legal incapacities or disabilities which were about to affect you by recordation. UCC 1-203 and 1-201, 25, 26, and 27. I'm going to show you guys the file in screen share so that you can see all the documents that's in it. Okay. So here we have it. This is the new package that we've added to the eliminated property tax lawsuit package. Now, these are the documents that were already in the package. So anytime you're looking at a document and you see the zip file here, then that means that was a completely different package that's been added to this. So you're going to have to review, like in this case, the magistrate's reconsideration package. You're going to have to review that instructional video for the magistrate's reconsideration package to be able to understand how to use the documents in that package. And here you're going to need to review the instructional, the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit package to learn how to use the documents in this package. And this is the eliminating property tax lawsuit package. So obviously you're going to have to watch a video to learn how to use the documents in this package as well. So whenever there's a zip file, then you're going to have to watch the instructional video to learn how to use that package. So we click on this. And it opens up to all of these. So this is the eliminate property tax lawsuit package. You get the letter that you're going to be sending, the notice of claim letter for the property tax. We'll click on a couple of these so that you guys can see them. Opened up in the wrong one. We're going to move it down. So this is a notice of claim letter, and I put it on a letterhead. You'll also get this in a Word, so that you can put it on a letterhead on your computer, and you can be able to control the fields and make it look real cool and everything. This is the notice of claim letter, letting the county recorder's office know that they have a problem. this this is the bomb. As you can see, this is your lawsuit. This is what you're going to be suing them for, and this is the problem that they're going to have. And you'll be changing all the red font with your information or your desire. In this case, if 5.5 million is not enough, you can change that. There's plenty of room over here. And these are some serious things that you're throwing on the table. So that just gives you an idea what that looks like. And this is the silver cover sheet answers, affidavit template, affidavit of United States citizenship, affidavit of state citizenship, the new motion for sanctions, the notice of removal from state court, and you'll be able to remove anything in state court to be connected with whatever you file in federal court. And this is your demand to strike the notice of appearance if the attorneys, attorneys have to file a notice of appearance because they are foreign agents, and foreign agents cannot sue people in state court. So I put together this demand to strike notice of appearance on the record because the corporation cannot represent itself in court. The attorneys are representing themselves and their law firm. There's no signatures on anything that will prove that the attorney is hired by anybody. Now, the new magistrate judge reconsideration package, I'm going to open it up a little bit so you can see what's in that. It comes with the objection and notice of claim, which is the same thing that we have in the other package. The magistrate judge consent form, I put a consent form for people to see because most people don't believe me when I tell them the magistrate judge and I have jurisdiction to be in your case without all parties, without a signature from all parties, and inventory notice of recusal, and notice of appeal template that you can file if you need to. Hold them off until you get your lawsuit filed in federal court, then you just drop your appeal. So once you file the appeal, then the lower court don't have jurisdiction anymore. So you can file your appeal if you need to and buy yourself time to get your other stuff filed, and then you just drop your appeal. And that's how you do that. Okay, and this is the new package that we just added. So this is very similar to the other jurisdictional challenge. And this is what you'll use to jam them up. You notice of default, motion for a hearing, inventory motion for summary judgment, an inventory motion to moot. So that's what you guys are going to be getting. So now you're going to be able to use the jurisdiction challenge with a lawsuit to go in and open up what you need to get yourself back in the door of your house. Please do not try to incorporate my program or what you're already doing. That's not the way this works. What you're already doing is not working for you, or you wouldn't have contacted me for help. So we do not want to add. What we do over here is non-conventional. What they do is conventional. The difference is in the conventional, you're defending the lies that they said. In the non-conventional program, you're suing them for the lies that they said. So there's a huge difference. Now, my program comes with everything that you need. And the program that I structured is based off of real-time feedback from a lot of people in the Facebook page and others who have invested in and contacted and communicated with me real-time feedback about how the attorneys are trying to get out of responding to everything. Remember, you're no longer going to be a defendant. There's no need to argue or defend all of their lies or spend very much time on the facts about their lies. Now you're going to sue them for those lies that are causing the problems that you have right now. The Eliminate Property Tax Lawsuit Package is now equipped with what you need to reopen your foreclosure judgment, any foreclosure judgment. It'll reopen just a regular foreclosure judgment or a tax lien foreclosure judgment. It does not matter. Now the Eliminate Property Tax Lawsuit Package can be used to get control of your property deed, and the Eliminate Property Tax Lawsuit Package can be used to get control of your property deed and to get your foot back in the door to fight for your property that was stolen less than 15 years ago. So if this is something that you guys are interested in doing, you need to head over to my website at winincourtnow.com. That's WININCOURTNOW.com, and make the investment into your future and get started. Fact.